Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Let's Lose, Dwarven Fortress. I'm Kieran Dave. I'm here getting ready to totally lose and get my butt handed to me by Dwarf Fortress. And crazy as it sounds, this is not your normal game of Dwarf Fortress. This is not your normal Let's Play because this is actually a co-op game. That's right. I got Caine here, SpacePirateCaine. You've seen me do a couple other videos with him before in Minecraft. And he is sitting here on the other end. And in fact, he's the one in control. How's it going,
What's up,
Caine?
boys and girls? Hey, it's going good.
So,
Just getting used to running somebody else's computer right now.
yeah, it's a little different. Oh,
Remotely.
hey, we're on pause. Oh, are we on pause, or how did it possibly?
We're paused. It's just cats still, for some reason. The messages are like delayed from time to time. Don't worry about that.
Freaking cats. So,
They do what they want.
Caine and I are very different Dwarf Fortress players. I prefer unbelievably utilitarian and also just kind of slow to start, but I like to think shockingly lethal dwarven dwellings. Whereas Caine prefers a sort of a regal, extravagant build. Dwarves who are either supremely confident or supremely arrogant. Probably a little bit of both. Both of us have different styles, but I thought it'd be really fun to actually have both of us go and try and lose for this first fortress. And as this is Let's Lose, we will probably lose. And that's fine, because it's Dwarf Fortress. But we'll probably make more than one go at this. This site is actually, if we're lucky, it's got everything you need for steel early on. So we'll probably, as soon as we get the basic structure laid out, just kind of tear into this environment and start, mining the heck out of it. Because it looks, and if we die, we'll just come back. And who knows, eventually we may even try to adventure mode into the shattered husk of this fortress. Have you ever done that, Luke? Have you ever adventure moded into your failed fortresses?
I play Dwarf Fortress, and I kind of just end up in one fortress for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I really like the build mode, the Dwarf Fortress mode, so much that I never really get around to moving onward to the actual adventure mode. So I have yet to do that, but that would be something fun to give a shot to at some point.
One of the funniest things about when you go in adventure mode, and for those who don't know, because I realize a lot of my listeners don't know, the interesting thing about adventure mode is that you get to basically, instead of being controlling a build, you are just a hero, and you run out and you do stuff, and almost inevitably become a vampire, etc., etc. It seems like
NetHack in Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, but when you go into your Dwarf Fortress, one of the things it does to make it harder for you is as soon as you go underground, it rotates all your cardinal directions, so that you don't get to see it on the traditional north, south, east, west grid, but rather every time you go up or down a floor, it'll randomly assign like south to be north. So it'll flip your fortress around. And it's actually shocking when you can't see very well because you are not a dwarf most of the time. And you can't see underground and all these other things. It's shocking how difficult it is to actually figure out where you are, even though you built the place with your bare hands. It totally amazed me the first time I did it. And I was so lost, I died to my own traps. Like I died to the traps that I built, thinking, ha ha ha, no goblin will ever figure out how to get past this. I was kind of right. So what are you up here to?
To your credit, you managed to create traps that were good enough that you could even beat yourself with them.
Yeah, I guess so. My self-flagellation knows no limits. So what are you building here, Luke?
I am building living arrangements for our dwarfs.
I see.
So what this is going to look like ultimately is, well, it's going to be a little bit difficult to figure out right at the very beginning, but these are basically pods of small, plus-shaped buildings. There's going to be a door for entry, kind of a bed and a cabinet and a chair, and these are going to be reasonable, meager dwellings for our non-noble dwarves at the beginning of the game.
Ah, yes, I can see exactly how that would work because they would have room for a bed, room to stand, and room to sit.
Exactly.
Right? And then they'll have a cabinet too, so they'll feel fantastic.
Just the right size, just the level of comfort that non-noble dwarves need.
It's very space efficient too. Usually I do 3x3s or 2x3s, but I could see how this is slightly better as you can stack a lot of the things more efficiently.
Yep, and the way that it's designed, it's a repeating pattern.
Oh, interesting.
So everything, it's scalable. We can create as many as we need.
Oh, wow.
And it's very space efficient. So that's basically how one pod is going to work, and then we can just build outwards from here as it becomes necessary. And I think we start with, was it 7 dwarves?
Yep. So that should be plenty.
Yeah, we're not in any. Oops, sorry, I actually connected that way too early. Yeah, we're not going to need nearly this much, so I'm probably going to just block a lot of this off once I got the general sort of design worked out.
Oh, this is delightful, though. This is a lovely little design. It's very dwarfy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I also kind of like the symmetry of it. I think the dwarves would appreciate this sort of a landscape.
Oh, I totally agree.
Mindscape. I don't really know exactly what the.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is in the land. You cannot deny that it is in land.
There is land involved, at least.
Yeah, no kidding. All of the land.
Within the land.
So, one of the things I was pointing out to Luke as we were prepping for this is that I did a little bit of research. And if you remember last time I mentioned that there was lignite in the walls and that there was also a bunch of coal. Well, it turns out that this is actually a pretty great spawn for Dwarf Fortress with the coal because what's really clever about it is that Dwarf Fortress models all sorts of alloys. There's like 11 types of regular metals and then a whole bunch of combinations of alloys off of that. One of the most important alloys and what makes dwarves famous, you might be able to guess this, but it'll be obvious once I tell you, but it's steel. Dwarves are famous for making dwarven steel. And it turns out that you can make the steel, and it's actually as valuable as gold to the rest of the world. There is a trade system, which you may not know about with Dwarf Fortress, but it's quite valuable. And basically, everybody wants dwarven steel. And if you get the things you need to make steel in your spawn, well then, you are basically princes. The only thing that could possibly be better is if you're just pulling gold out of the walls.
Which I had in my last fortress that I promptly flooded.
Oh, I'm really sorry about that, but fun. Well, shall we?
That's the way the game works for you.
Shall we?
So I'm just gonna
finish
these last little areas here, and then I'm gonna block off the unnecessary zones.
So, do you do anything with these larger areas? Do you like put like small meeting rooms and common rooms, or workshops, or stockpiles, or what do you do with the little middle areas?
You certainly could. We don't really have much of a need for that just yet, but
oh, that looks so cool.
To start. So there we go, and that is living arrangements. Let me just move that over so that's nice and centered. And then we go up. This is a common. This is going to be a majorly huge common room. We're going to smooth out and engrave all the stone in here, and then we're going to have a bunch of tables with chairs.
Yes.
This will be our kitchen. We're going to want a nice big kitchen stockpile.
Yeah, I was going to say the
still and a fishery.
Yes.
If there's water nearby that we can use.
There are some ponds and a river, so there should be possible to make that. So that'll be our food stockpile.
And that'll be our food stockpile in there.
All right, well, that's quite a bit for the miners to do, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately, I pressed one of them into service.
Yeah. And then we have this up above, which is the workman's area.
Right. So,
so I'll relinquish control back to you now that I've set up the general startup, and you can get us moving.
All right. So I'm going to unpause, and here we go. Woo, go. All right. We have no idlers. That's good. So, wow. Look at those guys go.
Yeah.
What are they? Ooh, they're going to eat. Hey, little guys, go eat. Oh, man. The degree to which dwarves do stuff it never ceases to amaze me. You know that?
Like watching an ant colony.
Yeah, it really is. So you can see those two dwarves. One of the miners is obviously much faster than the other. That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, they'll get good fast doing work like this.
Yeah, no kidding. Looks like they're not going to quite finish up the common area, but I was thinking, so we have all this iron on the ground, and we have huge seams of it everywhere. So we don't have to be particularly stingy with it. So what I was going to do is build, I'm going to build the, I'm going to order the creation of, I guess, a type of furnace, which is E here, a furnace, in this case, a smelter. Now, I also think we should make a wood furnace because we're going to go through fuel really fast, and we might as well.
Yeah, if you have enough trees, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and put this here. This is the smelter, and this is what we can now use to actually start smelting iron. Now, we'd also like to make a wood furnace. I like to put these outside by our big wood stockpile until we actually have like some other ways to get wood inside. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen like the really awesome automatic minecart based systems that people use for that. But yeah, we'll leave that like that for now.
Sure.
Put that out there, and
we're
that
probably
should
not
be
going
enough.
to get ambushed by goblins for another 2 years or so anyway. So
Well, unless we get rich,
Sorry.
right? Like if we get rich, then things will change. I
yeah,
also ordered
if we hit adamantine early on, then well, that's when the legendary creatures start showing up, and you just abandon the base right there. But
yeah. Well, you just make sure. Ooh, tetrahedrite. That's cool. What do we got going on here? Look at all this stuff. Man, there's just
I got a long way to go.
yeah, no kidding.
Looks like we got one mining out the common room, and I bet you money that the other one is working on the bedroom right now.
Yeah, they love to get a little premature. So we're gonna keep ordering the destruction of these trees because we now that we're gonna be building a smeltery, we're gonna need wood. And I think I'm actually just gonna. They're not gonna get to it anytime soon, but let's just go ahead and require. No, we want to mine. Require the mining of this area right here. And then let's X out right here. Probably that's nothing.
Dig that out.
Yeah, because I mean that's fuel, right? That's good stuff.
Sure.
And let's designate a stockpile just for fuel, since we're about to go crazy with smelting. It might make sense for us to make a custom stockpile, just for. Let's see. Can we? Is there one just for fuel?
No, usually not. Not that I can think of.
Finished goods? No. Corpses.
We're gonna want to get also a crafts dwarf starting to make crafts quickly.
I was actually just gonna say, and what we should do is build a craft dwarf's workshop because we do want to have a little bit to trade.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and put this right over here.
Yeah, just get one crafts dwarf, take away all his other jobs, and
yeah,
let him just sit there grabbing all the loose stone around the base and building shit out of it.
All right, well, I'm going to pass it back over to you for a second. I'm going to keep telling the audience about things, because I know that there's a ton of people in my, well, not a ton. I don't really have a big audience, but, so I think, yeah, you got it. Here you go, sir.
A bigger one than I do.
Well, that's true. I've been watching your videos, by the way. They're great.
Yeah. I enjoy them. It's fun stuff.
Oh, wow, we hit some gems. Fantastic.
Yeah. I don't know what, that must be the head tetrahedrite.
Yeah. What is this? What is this gray stone? Oh, that's more siltstone?
Yeah.
Gypsum,
let's see.
chiroprase, whatever this is.
Cryopraises?
We're in a sedimentary layer, so hopefully we'll get lucky and find some flux.
Jet.
Oh, that's jet. Okay, well, hopefully we'll get the craft dwarf working on that.
Be nice for crafts dwarfing.
So for the folks who, oh, this is already coming together. Look at that. That looks so cool. You know,
and it's gonna look even nicer once it's finished and we start smoothing out the stone as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, one of the things you could do with this is that it's very efficient for smoothing and also for engraving, right? Dwarves who sleep in engraved areas, they love it.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to go about smoothing and engraving this entire common zone and also the sleeping areas so that our dwarves are ecstatic all the time about living in a nice, not rough-hewn or not dirty or sandy kind of area. So
let's take a look at what our dwarves are doing. A couple of them are idle.
That's not good. We should get them starting to smooth right away, maybe in that front hallway.
Well, actually, it looks like there's a woodcutter that's idle and a couple other things. So, and we also need to think pretty soon about food, right? Because we have these plots here.
Yeah, we don't have a farm yet, do we?
So here we have some farms. So the first thing we need to do is look at planting some summer crops, I guess.
Yeah.
Here, how about you take over? I'm gonna tell.
Okay. I'm not exactly the farming guy, but let's give it a shot.
Well, look, we got to make do with something. We definitely don't want to be caught with our pants around our ankles with winter coming. This is a place where it snows, and we don't have any hunts dwarves, which is tough.
That's true.
All right. So for the folks who are in my channel who don't know about this game, Dwarf Fortress is pretty infamous for being perhaps the hardest game ever devised. People roll their eyes and they're all, yeah, whatever. You really don't understand. This is a genuinely crazy hard game. Your dwarves can starve to death. Your dwarves can have a bad day and just go crazy. I think my favorite dwarf ridiculousness was once upon a time, I had a dwarf fortress, 30 or 40 dwarves. We were rich with gold and with steel. It was an amazing spawn. I have never had a quite like that. And we found a we were on a surface shield volcano, like a super low volcano. This is an
Oh, I
amazing.
like those.
Those are amazing when you find them. They're quite rare, but when you find them, you have access to lava early on. You have access to soil. You still have all the sedimentary layer. It's an amazing thing. They're actually a glitch. They're not actually really a thing. So fantastic, of course. But once a child was born, and this child, I forget his name because it was something dwarfy, but he was a bad egg. This kid was not right in the head. And what he loved to do was walk around and strangle cats. I'm not joking. He would just go around, like grab cats by the front legs and bash them against walls. A little psycho. And I was kind of stunned, right? I didn't know what to do about it. And then he walked up and killed the sheriff's pet cat.
Oh,
The sheriff promptly went insane and beheaded the kid. And this started a blood feud between the law enforcement dwarves and the rest of the things.
The family of the child.
Yeah, it was terrible. And so it actually ended up with the entire families on both sides of the dwarves collapsing each other and killing each other. Like there was like 3 dwarves left and one of them bled out. And I was just thinking to myself, well, that went really bad really fast. Like how do you even deal with that? So yeah, it was not good.
We need to assign a manager.
Oh, yes, we do.
Because I do not like to go micromanage my buildings. Who do we want to be a manager? How about a fish cleaner? That sounds like he has the necessary skill.
He's suitably useless.
All right, our fish cleaner is not our manager, and why don't we go ahead and set up a bookkeeper as well?
Make him the bookkeeper too.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, what is he going to go fish?
Make him the broker while we're at it.
Yeah, I don't think he has any skill at it, but
Our
whatever.
resident bureaucrat.
Yeah. Well, he'll need a office for that, right?
He's definitely gonna need an office.
Unfortunately, I think our builders are quite busy. But you saw that area, those 2 rooms by the front. That's where I made the office.
Right around here.
Yeah. So you can just connect up the hallway in one of those rooms, and it should be. Oh no, you don't need to do it that way. Do it by the hallway.
You prefer from the front?
Yeah. Because that way we can.
East.
Yeah.
All right. Works for me.
So we can put his bedroom in the back and his office in the front, and he loves that.
Works for me. Yeah. I like it.
So how is our brewery are still doing? And has our let's see, has it got?
Shall we take a look? The still is ready. Let's start brewing.
Yeah. Let's add a few of those.
Brewing, and that R, I just hit repeat, which means they're just going to keep on brewing until there's nothing left to brew.
That's probably a good idea because we can't.
And if our dwarves are sufficiently drunk, then drunk dwarves are happy dwarves.
They work well. So here I'm gonna take the reins for a sec.
Sure thing.
Let's see. So the wood furnace needs masonry, and the carpenter's workshop. We probably should make more bins and buckets.
Yeah, make plenty of bins.
5.
Once we get that, why don't you actually just set up a table and a chair, and then we can just start doing some work orders.
Oh, you know, you're right. Let's just go ahead and do these. Stop removal. That's one way to clear it out fast. So let's make a chair and a table. Where's the table?
Yep. Just tea, I think.
There we go.
There you go.
And
table, and as soon as our miners are ready, they're gonna mine out that little bureaucrat's workshop, and we'll get started on it.
We have a problem.
We don't have seats, do we?
No. This changes things a little bit. We got to get pretty serious about this.
Well,
do we have any...
we usually start with enough food for the first year and a half, and then you can trade for seeds and meats and as necessary when the caravan comes. But
I have a bad feeling though that we're going to be in a dire situation when it comes to that though, because we're not. Oh, so well, I guess we can't plant anything, so we're just waiting on that. My fear,
just
sir.
Get a crafts dwarf started, man. We will trade for what we need.
Okay, well we're gonna have to be, or we're going to starve. So craft dwarves. Add new task. We're gonna make rock crafts. Actually, you know what? First, we're going to make a mug, right? And that's going to be our world's best dwarf mug.
Okay. Just hit repeat on crafts, man.
No, I don't. I actually tend to assign it over and over because I'm always afraid of one guy getting locked in. You know what I'm saying?
How do you mean?
Oh, they just, like, one dwarf will get there and they'll kind of get stuck there forever. And it's no good.
I've never had that problem.
Well, maybe I just ran an old version of the thing. How are we doing down here? This is slowly coming together. I love the inefficiency for the hyper-efficient dwarves, their inability to finish simple tasks, right?
Well, you know, they gotta come up, get themselves a drink, get something to eat, pet a cat, go back down.
They get bored in one
another
spot.
random diagonal.
Yeah, really. So are they doing a good job of... No, they're not. We should make a stockpile for all these corpses the cats are dragging around. Look, there's one already in...
I probably want to make a refuse/corpse pile, maybe down in the ground over there.
You want to handle that?
I can do that. That's easy enough.
I wonder what these idlers are doing, or why they're not doing things. I feel like we have a fair amount of things assigned to do.
Yeah. Okay, let's make a pile down below, right around here, among the trees, for corpses.
I love how there's just a giant awful pit out in front of the house. In front of the cave. Like, yeah, throw it down there. Like, the first thing that the caravans will see is this giant reeking pit of corpses.
I figure, hey, you know, it's going to be corpses and trash.
Speaking of that, this area is evil. Just so you know.
Is it? Great.
I know. Fantastic, right?
That's exactly what we needed.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
What does that spawn? Skeletons and so on and so forth?
Undead can show up, yeah.
Yeah, look, everybody's hauling all their trash and corpses over to the trash pile.
That's good news.
Exactly as hoped.
That's good news.
Oops, went a little low. There we go.
You can see there's still some stuff there.
Piles of bone.
Yeah, so we'll need to definitely, let me see. One thing we'll need to do is make sure, let's see what this guy's doing. So he's actually done. So let me just go ahead and order up the construction of a few more bins and a few more buckets. Or I'm sorry, we need a bucket. Always need a bucket. And I don't know if we have one. And then I guess we need a barrel.
Start work on beds, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
Need at least 7. Probably want to just start with 16 since we're going to get migrants before we're done with everything anyway.
Okay, so that should be 7 if we move the dormitory beds.
Yep.
Right. All right, so, gosh. There's just so much to do.
I want to start working on doors, but we can make those of stone.
I think it's way better to make them of stone. So I think maybe...
and wood is kind of not much of a renewable resource. I mean, the trees do grow back after time, but not fast.
Yeah. It's actually kind of... I'm always stunned at how quickly dwarves can just totally tear through a landscape.
Deforestation.
Oh, it's amazing, especially if you're making a lot of metals. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Look at these guys go.
Yeah, that's why I like to have some magma nearby. I mean, obviously, you can dig down and down and down and down until you find magma, but...
You have to be careful about that. Have you ever seen what happens deep down there? Like the magma creatures? I had a fortress that was ended because I didn't adequately seal off my magma fortress, my magma forge area. It was bad.
Things that are not good happen in that sort of a environment.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that maybe what we want to do... how are we doing on digging? This area is almost done, which is good.
It's coming out. They completely neglected to actually dig out what I planned to make the kitchen, but...
I wouldn't worry about that. But we'll probably have to slaughter this water buffalo to make it through the winter successful.
Water buffalo meat is good.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth...
Try it out, make it jerky.
Yeah. So we got 3 idlers right now. Why?
Those 2 guys just kind of sitting there by the still, watching beer brew, I guess.
Everybody's idle right now, except for drinking.
For one guy's taking a drink. That's weird. What's going on with our miners?
I know, but I think wood cutting got turned off. So let's get that.
It looks like it did. Yeah,
Miners, this person's probably just taking a short break. Let's read the dwarves.
Yeah, taking a nap.
Let's turn this back on.
Don't forget to commit changes.
And now let's look. We need a mason. I noticed there's no one. This guy is a miner, so he's never going to get to it. So let's also.
That is a good point. Probably want to set Zass down at the bottom. Doesn't look like they have much of another job.
Is he our? Let's see. What else has he got?
He's
got gem cutting, gem setting, wood crafting, stone crafting. This guy's actually pretty good as a call for that. You're right. All right, yeah, that'll be good. So let's go ahead and commit that. Let's go back there.
I want to set at least one more dwarf on stone detailing as well while you're at it. For smoothing and
yeah, definitely, because this person will never ever get to it. Let's see, what else we got here? We got crossbow making carpentry. We need to work in.
What's Cole Unib Gamesh doing?
Not much that I can see. Let's highlight you.
What are their jobs aside from recovering corpses?
Fishing. He's our adminis dwarf too.
Our fish dwarf. Oh, that's our administrator. Okay, take that job off. We don't want him wasting time detailing stone when he could be sitting and working on our books.
Yeah, this guy's butchery and taming. Actually, he's pretty good at butchery for a starter dwarf. Look at that. He's got a novice level. That's great. Normally there's like
fish cleaning. We're probably gonna want him for food.
Yeah.
We'll leave him doing what he's doing. That's the problem with at the very beginning when you only have 7 dwarves, you got way too many jobs floating around.
Yeah.
And then one season later, you get 90 immigrants, and you have no idea what to do with anybody, and everybody's idle all the time.
There we go. Well, that should reduce
our
idling.
Probably want to set up a meeting area pretty soon as well. Once we've got the
I think I did.
Common room set up.
But
maybe you set this area. You may well have, yeah. But your idle dwarves aren't going there, so.
No, they're going there. They're going there now.
Good man.
I'm not sure what everybody's doing, but I'm sure that they're doing things. Because, like, there's a minor dwarf, and he's not doing anything. And you know what? That's wrong.
There's only 1 or 2 idlers at the moment, so we'll assume they're going okay.
So here we're going to start.
Whoa. Oh, did I just steal?
You did.
Okay, go back and do what you're going to do.
So what do we need to do? Add new task.
This is what happens when 2 men have 1 mouse.
2 men, 1 house. Why can't I smelt any of these things?
You don't have coal.
But I do. It's lying all over the place. No. I mean,
well, you haven't turned it into coke, I think.
Oh,
I don't think pure coal, unlike Minecraft, works. You're gonna need to either create a wood burning.
Well, we're waiting on this. Add new task. Make charcoal.
There's your wood furnace. Charcoal. That's what you want, yeah.
But no, that turns wood into coal.
That's true.
So we're gonna build a furnace. Smelter, glass furnace, kiln.
Nah, kilns for making pottery.
I don't know what I got to do to get that coal. You want to look that up? I'm going to take over for a few minutes.
Yes, Dwarf Fortress Wiki to the rescue.
Yes, this is actually the really nice part. Let's need some tree cutting here, and let's go ahead and make this. For some reason, I can never use my mouse very well compared to how quickly I can do things with the keyboard, which is why it looks a little jumpy. Might redo this. So what we'd like to do is think about making a farm over here. And to start, we'll just lead a tunnel to it because we're just not that afraid of goblins right now. We will be soon, and we should be soon. But right here. So the trick to this is that once we empty out this pond, it'll spill over this entire area, and I think that's the right 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it'll take a while to clear out, but we can even do that in the winter, which is the really great part about it. Looks like we're doing a lot better on our idling now. How are we doing on our digging?
Is our smelter live yet?
I think so. Look, it can take jobs.
Okay, add new task.
Okay.
Let's see. So coke is a type of refined coal created at a smelter from a flammable stone by a dwarf at the furnace operating labor enabled. Do we have a furnace operator, by the way?
We can make one if not. Yeah. How are we doing on this? Still, we ran out of brewable drinks. That's ominous.
That happens quickly. We need to get people gathering plants.
Okay, we'll set that up. An ominous thing, yeah. When you run, like every dwarf goes silent when you realize you have nothing else to brew.
That's the thing. The dwarves in this game are like the opposite of the Sims. You don't tell them to do something; they'll stand there staring at the wall until they starve and die. So
they should make a Sims version of this. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how ridiculous that would be?
Dwarf Fortress in The Sims.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Sims 5 Dwarf Fortress.
Okay, so another problem I'm having here is that we're going to remove this zone.
Okay. Or your pasture?
Yeah, because you see, they've already eaten it all.
They've eaten everything there.
Yeah, this is actually
right
pretty...
next to the corpse pile. Be perfect.
Well, I'm just going to set it up here because I do kind of want to keep it close at hand.
Sure.
Designate a zone.
Wild mammoths trampling by and eating all your buffalo.
Yeah, it's not good.
Which could very well happen in this.
Yeah, I really... I've lost them to alligators, man.
Oh, man, I've lost them to carp.
What? What, like freaking...
Damn fish.
I don't even understand what that means. Okay, so we're going to move those guys up there. See, that the horses and buffalo are going to get led up to a fresh pasture because I don't want to deal with dead animals.
Yeah, they've eaten all your grass. I actually, in my most recent game, forgot to set up a pasture.
Oh, they died, huh?
So, well, they brought all the animals down to the common area, which seems like a great idea to me. And then I got a random message saying, you know, your yak has died from underfeeding. I was like, wait a minute, nobody's been feeding the yak?
Yeah. I thought that you guys would feed the yak. I mean, what is your problem? So let's go ahead and make some charcoal since I don't know what we got to do. Let's make 5-6 pieces. Because what we'd like to do is make another iron pick. We could get another person on the mining case. That'd be awesome, right? We really do have quite a bit of mining to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
there was much mining to be done.
And we can actually make equipment for the main miners. Iron picks are better than copper picks.
Oh,
so, yeah. This profundity.
It is nice that we have a good supply of iron early on. We can start making steel. We can armor some dwarves, get a military set up.
Yeah, that's actually, I really want to resolve myself to be have an awesome military this time, because every time, inevitably, it's just some creature comes from the deeps and everybody's just running away in terror. And at the last minute, like, someone is literally finishing a damn spear, and then they get assigned to the military just so they could run in and stab it. And usually they die horribly. Oh, look, this is done.
You know, it's mundane as hell, but I almost always lose to goblins. And it's sad to say, but that's just what happens.
Look at this, dude. Look at these guys. They're tearing through it. This is amazing. Yeah. This is what glorious bastards these dwarves are.
Going to become a grand master miner.
Yeah. When you get like the master miners.
To mine out, it's perfect.
Look at that.
So shall we start building our kitchen and we
set
up a couple of tables? Oh, actually, hopefully they're going to get a. So let's see. Build workshop. Do I have control? There we go. And K for kitchen. Nope. K is for clothier shop, apparently.
Kitchen is Z.
Kitchen is Z, of all things.
We should also build a butcher.
Out of siltstone, because we have way too much of that. We will make ourselves a still. Where is the still? There we go. Oh, you already have a still upstairs.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Why don't you make the butcher down here, and then we'll disable the still later.
We'll throw that where I was going to put the still.
Fantastic.
And then we will put a fishery. Fishery. Where is it? There it is. H.
Oh, look at this. This is fancier by the minute. Now, yeah, they'll be able to make it through.
And we will make doors. We don't have doors.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that. Why don't we?
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at we have like a pillar of lignite. We'll have to build walls out of siltstone eventually.
Yes. And while we're at it, beds. We have beds.
We do have a few.
Let's set them up. Bed.
We'll have to break down the other beds to make this all work.
Yes.
And don't forget to set the stockpile for the kitchen.
Get
all the
food on my end. Fortunately, you guys aren't going to have to see that.
There you go.
What's going on?
Oh.
Help me. There we go. Do we have any beds left? Burial receptacle.
Yeah, that's not what we want. We don't want to be just burying the dwarves. From cradle to grave, the dwarves know of death.
Okay. Yeah, we can open up or get rid of the beds in your old sort of dormitory here.
Yeah, just go ahead and deplace those. So, for folks who don't know a lot about it, one of the most interesting parts of Dwarf Fortress is that as time goes on, these 7 dwarves that we keep talking about having more, depending on the wealth, the success, and the safety of your dwarves, rumor gets around, and people will basically they will start coming. Other migrants will come, hoping to make a new life, and so you end up getting waves and waves of migrants. Some of them are adults, some of them are children, which children are just totally useless, by the way.
Ugh.
And yeah, it's terrible. And they all come in looking for a better life, basically. Now, what that means is that if we do well this first year, we'll get a wave of people and hopefully industrious dwarves who can help us build the fortress bigger and bigger. And you can eventually end up actually having, I think, even hundreds of dwarves in some. I've seen.
I think 200 is the upper limit.
Yeah, like I've heard of people who have like 500 dwarf things. Apparently, it's very easy to get to a point where the game is too slow, because while it may not look like much on this, it really can be quite ferocious. So why don't we set a stockpile?
It is calculating everything at every moment of the game.
Yeah, basically. It really is stunning. Like the graphics aren't much, but the actual work that's being done to suit it. So here's our food stockpile, right?
Yes.
That's what you had in mind?
Sorry, I didn't set the stockpile yet.
No problem.
That is good. It looks like it's still got 2 spots left to mine up there, but
that's okay.
That's fine. We can add that in when the stockpile is ready. But if we have not already moved our food elsewhere, may as well toss it down there.
Yeah. So what we could do is we can edit the stockpile here.
Absolutely.
One thing. Let me see. So now we got some fuel. So look at this. Yeah. There we go. Make coke from lignite.
Make coke from lignite. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted.
Right. So how do I? Oh wait. I go.
Plus and minus.
That's what I'm doing, and that goes by pages.
Hit minus. For some reason, plus is bugged out on the Mac version, it seems.
Oh yeah, I have to hit. You're right. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna make we can make billion bars, which means we have silver and gold. Interesting, but we're gonna do this. Let's just make as much of this as we can.
Yep. Yeah, you go ahead and hit repeat, and then once you run out of lignite, then you won't have any left. Or, well, there's going to be lignite walls, so that's not going to be a problem.
And are these built yet? Their construction isn't acting. Needs cooking. I think we have a butcher.
Yeah, somebody's going to come out and fix it. It's just going to take time.
I think that the problem is no one's a cook, so that's why this is inactive, as opposed... Well, maybe not. The fishery's already done.
Yeah, it just means that whoever has cooking hasn't come down to set up the shop yet.
Let's make sure that we got cooking. Where are you?
We'll look at butchery while we're at it.
Oh yeah, look. So this is the person who's doing it, and they're also on wood cutting. So
they got everything.
It's a bit of a problem.
Farming, yeah. Potash making of all things, wood burning, lye making.
Let's turn off the wood. Let's turn off that for a little bit. Let's not forget this. But that person will get to that job right quick now.
Yeah, we're gonna have at least one woodcutter in our first wave of migrants, no doubt. So I reckon we can probably take wood cutting off. We have a couple of logs already.
Yeah, we're doing good on that. And now we can start turning the coke. Yeah, actually, what we should also check to make sure that we have a furnace operator, right? Because we need a furnace operator.
I think the same guy had.
It's the same guy. Oh my god, what is wrong with this group? It's like one guy who knows how to do everything, and everybody else is just like, huh?
That's why he was the expedition leader, I guess, yeah, or she. Do we have more than one male dwarf, or is this?
We have three males. Yeah, it is kind of a harem situation. Okay, so Zas, guess what? You have been. Yeah, this is pretty important. Okay.
Yes, commit changes.
Oh, some migrants.
Oh, speak of the devil.
So,
what do we get?
Where do we?
Oh, they're not going to show up until they're on the map.
No, look, there's new ones.
Yeah, but there's only 2. No, 1.
Yeah.
Give them a couple of seconds to all show up on the map. Yeah. Give them a moment to run over to our settlement.
Wow. Look at him go.
Yeah, here they come.
They did it.
For better or worse.
Oh, God.
All right,
All
now
children.
check it. Reload the dwarf therapist. Best way to take a look at what everybody's good at.
Read dwarves. Oh, wow. Whoa, look at how big this wave is, Luke. We have like a master crossbow maker.
Wow, that's a really good crossbow maker. Like, that's a very useful skill to have early in the game.
Okay, so what do we got here? We got another carpenter. That's fantastic.
We've got a grandmaster lie maker of all things.
Well, that's good. And spinner.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
Use lie.
That's exciting.
Yeah, our spinner is also very good with fish, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same sort of thing, right? It's basically the same skill.
Leatherworking. Oh, yeah, absolutely, man.
Strand extraction, crazily enough. Bone carving. Oh, actually, that can be really good. Bone carving is useful.
Yeah.
But you know what? I gotta tell you that we need some furnace operators. Leatherworking will be exciting.
Give us a third miner too while we're at it. If we're playing our cards right, we should have mines going at all times. So.
Okay, so Urvash, you have no skills except, well, pottery. You know what? No, we actually have a huge sum of clay. That guy's pottery is. I'm going to be the first time I'm ever going to be like, oh, I'm going to potter. I'm going to be Mr. Potter. I'm gonna Harry
Those
Potter.
Rare times when you're playing Dwarf Fortress and like, you know what? Clay pots.
Yes, and clay pots, and also furnace operation because you actually need that. All right, let's commit those. Do we want?
Because I'm fancy schmancy, give me some more stone detailing. I want it fast.
You want it now? So
let's have 3 stone detailers. Throw Irush and Uvash into there.
Uvash. And
there we go. Now we got 3 guys. You gonna give us a 4th?
No, I think we're good with 3. Right. That's a lot of stone detailing.
Yeah.
And
3 is certainly enough.
Well, this person is carpenter, so that's fantastic. So let's pull Moldoth off carpentry and put him full time on. He's on crossbow making. Actually, we don't even need to do that ever again. So let's just remove that from him, and let's think about. Wow, he has nothing else to do, right? Except architecture, which is critical.
Architecture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's actually we're gonna make him. He's gonna figure this out. His job is to figure this out.
Just put him down in a room with a lot of sheet metal and say, "Get to it."
Yeah, I want you to get excited about your new job, bro.
Yeah, man, I knew a lot of people in community college who basically did that exact same thing. I don't know how many people I know that have suits of chainmail sitting around their houses for no apparent reason.
I can tell you that there's every apparent reason. So we got some serious rock crafts.
I think the beds should be ready by now. Why don't we go and set up our bedrooms, and we're also going to need the miners to get back to work. Yeah, we've already got someone sleeping in one of the beds.
Oh yeah, those beds are unclaimed. Yeah.
Yes. I'm just going to close off these spots here. Oh, actually, that's fine where it is. And dig out.
Oh, hey, actually, don't do this yet because we need them to go mine that other lignite, and we need them to make our farm.
Well, we only have 8 rooms right now, but
I think it's more important to get. I agree that this needs to happen, but my fear is that we won't have the farm done because this is much closer to where they wake up.
Sure.
This is looking nice right here. Look at this. Look at how fancy this is. So I guess we should start
let's make it more fancy while we're at it. Yeah, start preparing some easy meals, get that going forever.
And do task of butcher.
Extract from a dead animal.
Yeah. So
I was going to say, extract from a live animal. That sounds like a great idea.
I think the way this goes is we go like this. Wow.
He's a mammalian herbivore.
Why is he weak?
Enormous yet very weak.
So where are the pets and livestock? So I think we go like this, the buffalo, and then we can view the creature. How do we? I forget how we actually schedule him for.
You know what? Check it out. M for manager, butcher. What? Q new order.
I see. I never use this. Oh wow.
Butcher an animal. Oh, this is great, man. Butcher 1 animal.
And can we tell which one?
No.
Well, the horse we'd like to breed, though.
You can mark an animal for butchery, so that's not a big deal.
Okay. Well.
And while we're at it, let's set up. We're gonna need beds. Let's make 8.
This is intense. I've never used this interface. I want you to understand that I've had a fortress of like 35 dwarves, and I'd never used this. Door.
I only hit R once, I swear. Let's construct.
Hey, yeah, by the way, never ever ever try to hit backspace in the Mac version. Totally worthless.
It worked for me, but I'm on a PC.
Yeah, I actually think that you can hit delete, so you'll need to hit delete for me when I mess up on the typing.
That works.
All right.
All right. So we've got 3 work orders going. That's just going to be done. Well, it's up. Needs a butcherable animal, which means we need to go hit K. Find the animal we want to butcher, I believe.
It's a little bit. Yeah, I'll get it to you.
This mountain. Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. Water buffalo. And interview. Is that right? No, that's not right. Okay. Give me a second to look it up on the wiki. Butchering.
Oh, there we go.
Go into view mode. Hit V, then P, then S.
It's ready for slaughter.
Yay.
Oh,
and set up that work order. Oh, actually, the work order hasn't been filled, so it's going to stay and keep looping until it can be done.
Yep.
It's another real nice thing.
Oh, this is going to be grim. Let's follow this down.
Yep.
Goodbye, water buffalo. Right before he died, I named him Joe.
That did not take any more. That did not take any
and then look
time.
At this. The dwarves swarm. Yeah. They
grabbed a big rock, caved its head in.
just looked at him, glared at him with his dwarfy glare. Made him sniff his own dwarfy pits. Okay, so check this out. We have that bone, right? There's a couple things we could do with it, but I think maybe the earliest thing we do is we make some bone crafts. What do you think?
I say stick to rock crafts for the. We got a lot of rocks.
Well, it's true.
It's right? Dwarf Fortress. Rocks are the order of the day, man.
What do you think the rock crafts are?
Some bones sticking around. Here's the other thing. I've found almost every single time that I've had a tantrum spiral start, it's when somebody claims a craft workshop and doesn't have access to bones.
Huh.
Or turtle shells.
So we've got a pretty high idle count right now. What do you think we should do about that?
We need people hauling and shit. Let's get that started.
Okay, yeah, you have control.
Okay, let's see now.
You know, folks, for the folks listening, we haven't practiced this at all. I just want to point that out. So, like,
yeah, we're going on this blind.
This is some Bill O'Reilly doing it live business right here. That said, it's actually working really well. So what we're using to do this is
considering we're on different continents.
Yeah, I set up GoToMeeting actually, and because I figured that like the frame rate doesn't have to be that great for this, and presumably like from what Luke's telling me, the picture quality is great. And he can manipulate. Yeah, so we can actually. This is I would like to submit that this is a whole new genre of Dwarf Fortress-ness, right? And that like everybody should do this because this is actually really fun. Because like I get fixated, then he reminds me of something, and then he gets fixated, and I remind him of something, and it's fantastic because like there's no worries here.
And while we're at it,
well, what you should probably do is just nuke that one piece of lignite. It's just too valuable, and then we can put walls up and smooth those. Or are you just going to smooth the entire zone?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
There.
Well, there we go. But hey, designate that lignite for removal.
What? You do it.
Sure. That's going to go away.
All right, we can rebuild those walls.
Yes, we can.
That's fine.
Let's check out how this is doing.
Yes. Hey, the manager's workshop is ready to get his table and chair.
Oh yeah. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, our miners are done mining at the moment, so.
And our main crafts area is finished, and there's a whole bunch of gems. So we could actually start crafting, cutting gems too.
Absolutely.
All right. So why don't you sit down? Yeah.
All right. Whoa! Slow down there, buddy. There we go. And build a table.
This is actually starting to look really good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this is starting to look like a serious business. Now we got to think about so that one room by the front door. That's actually where I think the military will train, and we can put some barracks there. So pretty soon we should just figure out who these idling buggers are and just draft them wholesale. And wow, our little mine up top. Remember that area we said to mine out for lignite? Look, it's totally empty now. Nice.
Indeed. All right, and give those guys a moment to get started on that. Once we get that chair, we can set up his study.
And those guys are still making coal coke.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Oh, beds are done.
Oh man, look at this. This is looking really good.
Let's see. Manager, what do we got? We have one butcher. Well, that should be done already, so we can remove that. We're making 18 more doors. Let's create a new order for bins.
Yeah, we need all the bins. We also need to redo our main stockpile to not include food. And get that all downstairs.
We're going to want just 30 damn bins.
Oh wow, we don't have enough. We don't have enough
you want bins.
Let's make sure, by the way. Let me switch over to Dwarf Therapist.
Sure.
That we have someone. See, we have no one on woodcutting right now, so let's get Kadol back on that job.
Yeah. Toss him in there or Eden.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Kadol is our miner.
Yeah, I don't know if we have enough axes, but we'll give it a shot.
Yep.
If not, it's time to make one. In fact,
absolutely.
Do we have? We don't have a mason's workshop.
Time to make an axe.
Yeah. Let's make a. Let's see. What we need is a actual.
You need a forge.
Yeah. Which one is that?
F, I think, or K.
Yeah, metalsmith's forge.
Yeah, metalsmith's forge.
And we got one iron anvil, and we'll make it out of coke. No.
Make it out of siltstone.
Can we make it out of jet? Holy crap, that's incredible. Yeah. Let's make it out of jet. Let's just do that right there, right?
Sure.
Let's just get started.
I like making jet tables and jet chairs. It's like...
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Just fun.
I was watching the Let's Play of a guy who... What are those giant O's and A's on the ground there?
Hit K to find out.
Yeah, really. What is this? Farmer's Workshop?
Part of the Farmer's Workshop. Got it. I set that up.
One thing we also need is a Mechanic's Workshop.
Farmer's Workshop will allow us to make cheese, I believe, if we still have... Was that our only buffalo?
Yes.
Okay, no buffalo cheese for us then.
No, we'll make it out of horse cheese. That sounds delicious, right?
Horse cheese. Yeah. Never had horse cheese. Is horse cheese good? You used to live on a ranch.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that I ate freaking horse cheese. That's disgusting. That sounds like the worst thing imaginable.
Hey, don't knock it till you've tried it.
No, I will knock it because oh God, have you ever tried goat cheese? It tastes like goats. Table.
I like Tably. Rock table.
It tastes like goat smell.
I want a lot of these.
You really like putting these big orders. I guess
I do, because they get done.
I guess so.
And we also want chairs. We're gonna
thrones. You mean
thrones? Yes. Rock thrones.
It's a throne of rock, where they sit around eating their horse cheese. Just like occasionally a couple licks from the guitar. Exactly.
Add new task. Milk creature.
That's disgusting. It's really gross. I'm really disturbed by it.
Will be milked. I used to live off of chimpanzee milk in
no, you
Dwarf
didn't.
Fortress.
Lies.
Yeah, in Dwarf Fortress.
Okay.
I never had real chimpanzee milk. I wonder how it tastes.
No, you don't.
So I'm allowed to wonder.
No, you're not. That's the worst thing. So, what we're gonna do is do custom stockpile
Dwarf suspended the construction of the metalsmith's forge.
I wonder why. So we're gonna take food off of this.
Yes.
And I think we need to reset it. Actually, right? We need to go like this.
No, it should be fine.
Okay.
You hit Q and just edited its settings, right?
No, I used stockpile.
Oh,
settings.
okay. Yeah, you can just edit the stockpile settings.
There we go.
Your,
that should get our idlers working because now there's no more food allowed there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did we set up the guy's little office and bedroom?
Yes, it is set. So let's go ahead and designate that. You can designate a study from a chair. Make a throne room or study. Hit that. Make it as large as it'll go.
Yeah, I think
plus work.
I think just you hit equals. I think that's as big as it gets.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, there.
No, it will get bigger.
Okay, well, there you go.
There you go. And assign the chair to our... Where is he? Manager. Kogan last gang call.
There we go.
Button too many times.
Dang it, Luke.
Okay, you do it. 2 men, 1 mouse, communal keyboard.
Okay. And then I should assign this bed, right?
Yeah, go ahead and assign his bed to him as well.
Make a bedroom. And this should just be this big. Well, no, we can make it...
Yeah, it's fine as it is. He can sleep in just there. There you go.
Assign bed.
You assigned it?
And then...
assign it to the manager.
He's going to be stoked.
There you go. Oh, yeah, he's going to be super happy, especially once we smooth the walls. Super pad.
There we go. That's a swinging bachelor pad. So let's check on our farm. Oh, look at they're back. Oh, look at that. That's marvelous. That's fantastic.
So you're just gonna dig out that wall and let the water just drain through?
Yeah, there's really no reason to put up anything else.
Mud. Yeah, seems reasonable.
Because this is just not that much water, right?
Yeah. And I mean, even if our dwarves get beaten around a little bit, it shouldn't be too much of a big deal.
No, it's a tepid pond. I'm pretty sure they're going to survive it. Sitting on thrones of rock, a tepid pond is not going to scare them.
Right? These are dwarves.
They're made of hardy stuff.
A shower scares them.
Well, that's their own problem.
Okay. Oh, look, they started smoothing. That's wonderful.
Look at all this
build our tables. Get some tables started. Where are we? There's our cursor.
Well, they're going to be so stoked. We should make if only we could get a mist generator to work in here.
Oh, man, the tables are being made of wood. That's not good.
Well, you were the one who ordered it from the freaking manager.
Did I?
Yeah.
Manager, wooden bin. No, I asked for rock tables. You said you made wood tables.
I made wood tables at the very beginning.
Okay, so we just had some wood tables left over. That's fine. We'll have one wood table among all the rock tables.
I think that this missing of one of those pillars actually kind of makes it, dude.
Sure, man. We can leave it like that.
I actually think it looks good. Subtle,
Okay. That work order has not been filled yet. So we have one table just randomly sitting in the middle of our thing, but eventually those are going to be massive, long tables of dwarven awesomeness.
Well, it sounds like dwarven awesomeness.
It is. But for some reason, there's going to be one section of these giant stone tables made of wood.
Well, I think this is probably a good place for us to call it quits in this episode. This is a lot of Dwarf Fortress to watch in one sitting. Hopefully,
it's a good start.
Yeah. Hopefully, our banter has made it a little bit more tolerable. I hope.
Or that much more difficult to understand.
Yeah. Why is that suspended? Who even knows? But yeah, if you guys like this, please leave us some comments. If you think this format with us talking together, it certainly is different from the average Dwarf Fortress Let's Play. If you guys find it irritating, let us know. We won't do it this way again. Certainly, I love the Let's Plays for this. Doing it this way is really funny. It's actually kind of a challenge to keep up talking while doing Dwarf Fortress, so it's kind of nice to trade off on that.
Yes, one of us talks while the other one dicks around.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. But I think that... Oh, look at that. Oh, successful. We should put a rock
water draining all over the place.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, look. Looks like there's just going to be just enough space for all that to drain out, turn into a nice thick layer of mud.
Yeah, I actually... You know what? I did the math just to put it out there.
Ah, good man. Good man.
Yeah, so it should be exactly enough to do... I mean... so that it'll dry pretty fast too. It'll fill out everything with a 1. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, like, subscribe, If you hate it, send a dislike. That's what the dislike button is for. But screw you if you dislike my videos. And Luke, you should talk about what you're doing on your YouTube channel.
Should I pimp my YouTube channel?
You
All
should.
right. When I'm not sitting in with Dave and playing Dwarf Fortress, or at times Minecraft, and I will be getting back into Dave's Minecraft videos as well now that I finally, once again, am able to connect. I have frequent connection issues with Minecraft, but I'm playing Fallout New Vegas, a heavily modded game of Fallout New Vegas, because modding is kind of what Dave and I do. And some other games coming up soon, potentially, just so you know.
Well, I've really enjoyed your Fallout New Vegas stuff so far. What I particularly like,
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm glad, because
it's been about 2 weeks since I did a Fallout New Vegas video, but that's because I have a brand new cat, and we're just taking some time to get him used to living indoors since he was a stray previously. But he is adjusting now. He's sleeping in the closet, which is why you have not heard him meowing during the course of this video, fortunately. But yes, when he is asleep, and potentially when I'm playing the game normally, I will be recording some more New Vegas, so look forward to that.
Well, great. I really enjoyed it. In particular, I love the fact that you're kind of an insider on the gamer industry, and you keep providing these interesting insights into that. I love it. I genuinely do. Yeah. So this has been Let's Lose Dwarf Fortress Episode 2, and there'll probably be an Episode 3 unless everybody hates this. Thanks for joining us.
So much yet.
Yeah.
But it's coming. Believe us, it's coming.
Oh God, the losing will happen soon. At this rate, with the rate that we're consuming food versus producing it, this is going to get dicey when it comes winter.
We've already got a farm.
What? We have a muddy room that needs to dry out. Then we'll have a farm.
Plump caps. Yeah. Lots of plump caps.
Oh man, so many plump helmets. All right, folks, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.